Hey everybody, how are you doing today? Dr. Heldman here. Ancient Texts Revealed. You know, the Bible is a lot more mysterious than we give it credit for. In fact, one of my Bible heroes by the name of Dr. Michael Heiser, the late Dr. Michael Heiser, he passed away a few years ago, had this to say. He said, if it's strange and unusual and it's in the Bible, we probably should take a hard look at it. And I really believe that's correct. So in this particular video, I want to talk to you about two different mathematical calculations that are super interesting. I've spent weeks working with Microsoft Excel to get these calculations working for you. I'd like to share them with you. Let's get started. So if one of my favorite theologians is Dr. Michael Heiser, absolutely one of my favorite Bible study teachers was Dr. Chuck Missler. And the stuff that I'm showing you came here from a video that he recorded called Exposition of Genesis. And I will put the link down below so you can go and purchase that if that's something you'd like to do. But he just blasts right through that when he's on the video because he's only got an hour to do a whole bunch of study stuff. And I wanted to take and dig into this a little bit more to illustrate the thought that went into this behind the scenes. So we're going to start out first of all with Genesis 1:1. Now you can see here that I have copied Genesis 1:1 here, and I put it in this little sidebar, and then here is the Hebrew. Now, why am I using a spreadsheet to do this work? Well, I tell you what, spreadsheets are really helpful for calculating things that you want to do some sort of a difficult calculation or extract data from here and data from there and make sense out of it. And so I love using spreadsheets to do this. I use spreadsheets for my computer science calculations for my students and things like that. So in this case, what we can do is we can use this to validate if what Dr. Missler was saying was correct. So I've copied the Hebrew here. You should be aware that what I've done is I have taken off this thing here. That is the equivalent of an English period in Hebrew. I've also taken off the spaces here. I don't need any spaces, and I really don't need the Masoretic vowel points. They wouldn't hinder any of the calculations here because they're just there to show you how to read the word. But in this case, we don't need them, and it just makes it a little more readable. Okay, so now what I've done is I have gone in here and I've copied this, all of this, up into a row, but I have left out all punctuation and all spaces. So you get one letter per cell. So A1 is a cell, B1 is a cell, C1 is a cell. They each contain one Hebrew letter. How far out does it go? Well, it goes to AB1, and so that is our Hebrew. Now what I want to do is I want to do my calculations as per what Chuck Missler was saying, and I've put up a little screenshot here to show you what he did when I was going through this video, what it looked like and what the calculation is supposed to look like. But then now we're going to jump back into Excel and see how this plays out in Excel. The first thing you need to know about is that when we have Hebrew uses what is called the Gematria, and it is Isopsephy is the technical word that you give to it, where you take a letter and you apply a number to it. I guess this must happen with most languages all around the world, Isopsephy, but we call it Gematria in Hebrew. And so if I take this Aleph here, it has the value of 1, and Bet has the value of 2, and Gimel has the value of 3, and Dalet has the value of 4, and so forth. And so that's where we derive our numbers for our calculations. But you need to know, and I did not know this until I was doing the research for this, there are two kinds of gematrias. So the older gematria, the one that Missler is using, is called Mispar Hechreki, and a little bit newer one is called Mispar Gadol. What's the difference between the two? Well, if you look in this table over here in the graphic here, you can see that we have this letter Qaf. And Qaf looks one way. It looks like a backwards C when it's written in Hebrew. But then if it's at the end of a word, it takes on a little different look. So it looks just like a shepherd's crook. And this is called a final form letter, final Qaf. Well, if I have a Qaf in a regular Hebrew sentence and it's not at the end, it gets a point value of 20. But if I'm using mispar gadol, it gets a value of 500. The same is true for mem. So mem looks a little bit differently in the middle of a sentence. And here is a final form mem, for example. Here is a regular mem, and here's a final form mem. Well, if I have a regular mem here, it gets a value of 40. But if I have a final form mem, it gets a value of 600. So this is the difference between mispar gadol and mispar hechreki. And in our calculations here, what we're doing is we're using mispar hechreki. So using the calculation that Dr. Missler showed us on the screen, what we can do is we can use Excel to calculate this out. Let's take a look and see how it did. It's absolutely astonishing, by the way. So if I come here and I find the number of letters, then I get the product of the letters. This is scientific notation. This is saying 2.39 followed by 34 zeros. The number of words is 7. And then it calculates the value of each word. So here's one. Word 1 is worth 913 points. Word 2 is worth 203, and so forth. And when we get all done and we do our final calculation, guess what we come up with? We come up with the value of pi, which is a numerical constant that's been known about for centuries. And what it does is it helps calculate the diameter of a circle. You have probably encountered pi in your high school geometry classes and elsewhere. So pi is a very common number. And as a matter of fact, it shows up here in Genesis 1:1 when we are using Gematria to do this work. So I thought that was very, very interesting. But it became even more interesting when Missler turned his attention to John 1:1, because this is written in Greek. So here's the Greek here. And we're using Isopsephy to do this work. There is the same thing going on in Greek. You can see here in the chart that I've got a number that's applied to each letter in the Greek alphabet. And so here is my alpha, and it gets a value of 1. And here's my beta, and it gets a value of 2, and so forth. Now I'll put the calculation up here on the screen for you so you can see that what Dr. Missler was talking about in this video. And again, this is only 1 hour out of many, many hours of Genesis exposition. It's absolutely fascinating. Dr. Missler has a background in engineering and science, and he was actually with an aerospace company for a long time. So he knows what he's talking about. And so I just wanted to go out and validate, trust but verify sort of a thing. I wanted to be a Berean, and I wanted to find out if that was really true. So we come down here now, and we look at the same sort of calculation that we did before, but this time we're using Greek. And now guess what? It comes up with the number that represents the value E, which is another mathematical value that's used in engineering calculations. I hope you thought this was really super, super interesting. I'm Dr. Heldman, Ancient Text Revealed, and I will put the link down below for the Missler video. And I just want to say to you, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Have a great day and be blessed.